Reports surfaced that an agreement is signed. Dana White quickly refused. Conor tweets a different sentiment.
There's no doubt in my mind.
He never questioned whether the deal was going to get done.
But the media continues to question. Meanwhile, Floyd's enjoying his retirement.
Every day, everyone is asking, Floyd, are you coming back? You just never know. Right now, I'm happy on this side.
Or maybe not.
Do I think the fight will happen? Absolutely.
Conor's response?
Man, stay in your lane. This is for the big boys.
Brendan Schaub disagrees.
Who is bigger than Conor McGregor?
Definitely not Floyd, according to Conor.
This has become a global phenomenon, something that has simply transcended all of combat sports.
Another round of rumors, another false alarm. McGregor redeems himself against Nate Diaz.
I'm looking around, I don't know what anyone else has for me around here. I might have to jump up, drag Floyd Mayweather out there and see what the he's at again.
Conor's rise continues as he finishes Eddie Alvarez. Mayweather offers McGregor $15 million. Dana White counteroffers. Mayweather rejects with a clever jab. And soon after, announces he's officially out of retirement, prompting a confident reaction from McGregor.
I don't fight like nobody else. You can't prepare for me.
With momentum building, Dana White speculates on potential earnings.
Check, please. Chickity check.
Conor and the UFC come to terms, leaving the unthinkable one signature away.
Not only do I think I will beat him, I think I will also make it look easy.
We'll just find out fight night.
Floyd signs the dotted line, and the fight is officially announced.
This is the fight that the fans kind of demanded.
People kept talking about it. Ultimately, it became a reality.
I have many years left in the fight game, so I'm just trying to capitalize.
The people that said I only came back for the money. Money.
And with that, the fight between boxing's best and MMA's brightest is finally upon us.
I'm gonna outbox this man at his own game.
I was born a fighter. I would die a fighter.
We'll put the pressure on him and break this all man.
I don't worry about any fight. No fight on earth can beat me. I'm the best. I've always been the best.
You know, it's interesting to see how these two very different personalities have reached this pinnacle. Back here with my guys, and you know, Al, you called Floyd Mayweather's first professional bout, and that was 21 years ago. And here we are, and the guy's still unbeaten.
It's been an amazing journey with successes inside the rings, successes outside the ring, some controversies both inside and outside the ring, but all along the way, the one common thread has been he has been the star of and also has helped create some really big extravaganza spectacles. None as big as what we're seeing here, and this is the most unconventional.
You know, Paulie, his opponent here, when we talk about Conor McGregor, you've spent some time in that McGregor camp. You've sparred with him, and let's be honest, lately you guys have had some major issues with one another, but I want you to put that aside. In your opinion, what got him here?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. Sometimes timing is everything in life, but this is a guy who has a very big, polarizing personality, as well as a lot of skill, a lot of talent. He's also been able to combine those two. With the fall of Ronda Rousey, who was the next big star in UFC, he kind of filled that vacuum between his personality and the style that he fought at. Dynamic knockouts, a big personality, and you know, you fill that vacuum little by little.
You know, Mo, look, you got a unique perspective. You've covered MMA, boxing for a long time. Did you ever think that you'd see the two intersect and it be on the stage of this magnitude?
No, not of this magnitude, but it's all of my worlds colliding with this event. It's the promotional hype of WrestleMania. You have a UFC champion in Conor McGregor daring to be great, having the audacity to go beyond the wall of the octagon and step into the boxing ring against a man who is considered the greatest boxer of his era, one of the greatest defensive fighters of all time. Yet somehow Mystic Mac has convinced not only himself, but the legions of fans, what if? What if?
Yeah.
And that's what this is based on.
You're
it's
right.
hope, it's an extravaganza, it's a spectacle.
I tell you what, the atmosphere here at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, it's electric. It's about to get even louder as these guys walk to the stage. Let's get it started. Here is Jimmy Lennon Jr.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon to you and welcome to the T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada for the official weigh-in for our main event of the evening and our huge pay-per-view event, Mayweather versus McGregor in the money fight. 12 rounds of boxing and a super welterweight special attraction. All of the action is brought to you by Mayweather Promotions in association with the MGM Grand Las Vegas Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach and Showtime pay-per-view. And now, ladies and gentlemen, first, please welcome to the stage the two-division UFC champion of the world from Dublin, Ireland. Please welcome the current and reigning UFC lightweight champion of the world, the renowned MMA superstar, the notorious Conor McGregor. And now, making his way to the stage in his return to boxing, here is the former 5-division world champion from Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, here is boxing's undisputed top attraction. Here is the undefeated 11-time champion of the world, the sensational Floyd Mayweather. And now, ladies and gentlemen, first we invite to the scale MMA's undisputed top attraction, the hard-hitting and widely popular two-division UFC champion of the world, the notorious Conor McGregor.
Hold on, bro. Almost there. 153.
The notorious Conor McGregor weighs in at a ready 153 pounds. And now, ladies and gentlemen, to the scale, a man who is undefeated in his remarkable 21-year campaign, introducing boxing's future Hall of Famer and undisputed top attraction, the one and only Floyd Money Mayweather.
Floyd. Yo, Floyd, let me get you weight, baby. Floyd, thank you. Hey, he needs to get the back up. Let me get you weight, bro. Thanks, Floyd. Oh, yeah. All right, quit fucking moving. Back up. $149 and a half. 149 and a half.
Weighs in at a trim and ready 149 and 1/2 pounds.
Well, there you have it. Conor McGregor weighs in at 153. Floyd Mayweather at 149 and a half. Of course, the weight limit is 154. This will be the 4th time Floyd Mayweather has fought at this weight. He has never fought at 154, and he's always come under the weight limit. In fact, the highest he's ever come in is at 151, and that was against Miguel Cotto, Al.
Very smart move on his part. He is essentially a welterweight, and to come just 2 pounds over, a comfortable weight for him.
And Conor McGregor at 153, there were rumors maybe he wouldn't make weight. Hey, he makes weight and under a pound under.
Yeah, I felt like he would make the weight. You know, he was about 168 when I was in camp a month ago, so I felt like he would make the weight.
Let's go down to the stage. Here's Jim Gray now with Conor McGregor.
All right, thank you very much.
He looks like dog shit. You know that. He looks blown out, full of water. He's not going to keep my pace. Trust me on that. That's the worst shape I've ever seen him.
You had a lot to say there on that face-off. What were you telling him?
That's the worst shape I've ever seen him. He looks blown out of shape. I'm going to breeze through him. Trust me on that.
There was a lot of talk about you having trouble making weight. You did not.
Yeah, 153.
How tough was it?
153. I'm a professional. I make weight. It's sacrifice, it's dedication, it's focus, but I make it, and that's it. Look at me, I'm in peak physical condition. I put in the work, as everyone can tell. I'm ready.
What will you come into the ring weighing tomorrow night? Do you have an idea?
A lot bigger than him.
170?
I'd say close to 170, yes.
What do you make of the fact that this crowd here seems to be predominantly for you?
There's a saying, you'll never beat the Irish, and that's it. You can't beat us. We roll in and we take over wherever we want. Las Vegas is Ireland now.
He said to you at the press conference, in boxing, not only do you have to be able to give it, you have to be able to take it.
Yeah.
Are you convinced in a boxing match
I'll
that you will
stomp
be
my
able
foot.
to take it?
I'll stomp my foot right in the center of that ring. I won't go nowhere other than the center of that ring. So let's go. Let's see who can take it. He's over there twiddling his thumbs, twitching away. I see a man afraid. That's it. We'll see tomorrow.
Conor, thank you. Best of luck. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. Thank you. Let's walk across the way and come on over and talk to Floyd Money Mayweather as he finishes lacing up his shoes. Floyd, he had a lot to say to you there, and you just remained poised and calm and quiet. Was it tough to stay quiet?
I've been here before. I know what it takes when it's a fight of this magnitude. So I did a lot of this. He did a lot of this. But tomorrow, it comes down to the fighters.
149 pounds. You had 6 more pounds that you could have taken, but you elected not to. Why come in at this weight?
Because
particularly when you know he's going to be 170 tomorrow night.
Weight doesn't win fights. Fighting wins fights.
You said the other day, you got to give it, but you also got to be able to take it. Now that all the talk is done, do you believe in your heart that he'll be able to take it?
It won't go the distance. Mark my word.
This was the last time in your life that you will ever have to get on a scale. Has that set in, and what role does that play that this will be your final fight?
I just want to thank the fans. I'm not really worried about the scale or the last time. This will be Conor McGregor's last fight also.
Does it bother you that you're here at home and there's all these fans who've come from wherever they've come from, seemingly, for Conor?
The fans can't fight for you. It comes down to the two competitors. The fans cannot fight for you. 49 times I went out there, it was one-on-one.
Floyd, we look forward to tomorrow night. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Brian Custer, upstairs to you.
Well, Jim Gray, thank you very much as you take a look at the crowd here at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Boy, that was electrifying. Brian Custer back here with Mauro Ranallo, Al Bernstein, Paulo Malignaggi. Guys, look who has joined us here. Hey, look, he's one of MMA's all-time greats. He's a UFC Hall of Famer, highly regarded as one of MMA's top broadcast analysts, the one and only Pat Miletich. Welcome to the broadcast.
Thank you, Brian.
Hey, we're going to get to you in a second here, big man, but give me your thoughts on what you heard, what you saw out of Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather.
I saw a lot of animated, a lot of nervous energy coursing through the veins of Conor McGregor, definitely trying to get under Floyd Mayweather's skin. I don't think he was successful. Floyd, he said it. He's been here before, business as usual, but I have to say how impressive it is how Conor McGregor has connected with his legion of fans, and man, they are drinking his Kool-Aid.
Let me tell you, you see Conor McGregor there as he walks out of the arena. He says, I'm going to breeze through that man. He comes in at 153. Al, I thought it was interesting. Floyd Mayweather says, not only going to be my last fight, it will be his last fight as well. What'd you think?
Maybe in boxing it could be, I guess. Intriguing. You know, this weigh-in provided us with almost exactly what we thought we were going to see from these two men.
All right, Paulie, What'd you think?
I hope it's not his last fight. but no, I thought it was, you know, Conor being Conor and Floyd being Floyd. I think at this point in Floyd's life, he has a calmer demeanor than he used to when he was older. You know, when he was younger, I think that's only natural. And Conor uses that hyperbole that he has. You know, the animated stuff that gets the crowd into it. It gets himself pumped up. So I thought it was par for the course for both guys using their personalities. I think both guys are ready. They feel confident, and we'll see.
Pat, what'd you think here from what you saw the back and forth and how both guys look?
Well, number one, UFC weigh-ins are huge. They filled a 20,000-seat arena. This is massive. And also the fact that Floyd came in at 149 pounds, he's not out of shape. He's ready to roll.
Hey, look, I want you to take me back to 1995. You had your first MMA fight back then. Did you ever think that you would see an MMA fighter not only take part in a weigh-in, but really take part in a fight on this grand a scale?
You know, we went from telling people why we had black eyes on planes coming back from Japan to this. I knew it would get big, but nothing like this, Brian.
Yeah, feather in the cap to what Conor McGregor has done, and guys like you, because you certainly have paved the way. You know, with Pat's extensive MMA background and Paulie's boxing experience, we decided to put them both together in the ring to give you, the fan, really a sense of what an MMA fighter has to go through to make the transition from the cage to the ring.
Paulie, I'm the MMA fighter. Fix me in the basic bullet points. What do I have to fix to go from MMA to boxing?
First thing we're going to go over is some of the footwork.
So Paulie, an MMA fighter, is going to stand squared up like this with a wider stance to defend against the kicks. Got to deal with takedowns from a wrestler, things like that. In a boxing match, it's not going to work.
While you're more squared up, you're going to give me the entire arsenal as far as if I want to hook, you're going to give me this jab to the stomach. You're going to give me a jab to the head. Now, if your weight is transitioned correctly and your shoulder is leading towards me, now I have a smaller target. You're more protected staying at an angle.
Okay. High-level boxers have incredible head movement. Explain the reason for that.
In boxing, it's best to make the punch miss by as little as possible. The head movement is most effective when you can punch off it.
So if my jab slides past you here,
I can come back over
right,
the top.
Right.
It's a mental pressure as well. You say you throw a combination, nothing lands cleanly. I'm still in your face. But with mixed martial arts, there's a difference because too much head movement can get you kicked, right? So what happens?
The head movement in MMA, people are afraid of a shin bone coming up and crushing them. Head movement's not a bad thing in MMA either. It's just you have to, exactly what you're talking about, shrink it down.
We spoke about the fundamental differences in stances, right? The jab now kind of plays into this. In a boxing stance, you're pushing off the back foot and you're driving the jab. It looks like it's coming from the elbow, right? Because you're bending it, but in reality, the shot is coming from your back, from your shoulder. You're driving. Do they do that in mixed martial arts, or is that a less used form of it and now has to be corrected coming to boxing?
If a jab hits like this, instead of like a piston going in, there's going to be give here instead of in their body.
Right.
So besides the absolute top strikers in MMA, you've got to correct everything about it.
Boxing match, 20 by 20 foot ring. It's not a cage. Working off the cage is different than working off the ropes.
You could spar for 12 rounds with me with your body on the ropes. MMA fighters generally aren't comfortable against the surface because that's where a lot of damage is done.
And also there's less give, right, on the cage as opposed to the rope?
There is no give against the cage. It's like a cheese grater when you get ground on it.
So you don't even want to lean on it
No.
as opposed to the rope, so you can give some of these.
Yeah.
Both Mayweather and McGregor are very confident guys.
McGregor, of course he's younger, of course he's bigger, of course he's a lefty, but more than anything, McGregor's confidence is the thing that he brings into this fight that gives him that chance to become the first guy to defeat Floyd Mayweather.
You know, I got to say, watching that was really insightful. That's a great job by you two. And being a martial artist myself, the one thing I came away with watching that was the training. Pat, you know this very well. Training for a mixed martial artist is totally different than for a boxer.
Yeah, I mean, you have to do more explosive work in MMA training, more powerlifting, more Olympic lifts. You know, in boxing, it's an aerobic activity. It's an aerobic sport, so you got to do more road work a lot more jump rope, work a lot more coordination skills, fast footwork, but also spend a lot of time in the pocket with good boxers sparring. That's the only way you're going to learn how to box is getting beat up by boxers in the pocket, face to face.
You know that very well. It's about the training for the boxing.
Yeah, you know, and even boxers, when we learn to box, we got to get beat up in the pocket. You know, I remember being a teenager learning to box, and I had to take my lumps as well. It's the only way you learn is through that experience. I think one of the major differences is sparring. I can remember Conor talking about the way he talked about our sparring, that it was going to be a fight. I think maybe he wasn't used to the fact that maybe in training camps and boxing, it's always a fight. Sparring is always a fight. So I think there's also a difference there where you learn that in sparring for a professional boxing match is always high level intensity kind of sparring, high level contact kind of sparring.
You know, I thought one thing was interesting as you see Floyd Mayweather there, he's getting ready to leave the arena here. In that piece, at one point, you guys talked about fighting on the ropes. Here's Conor McGregor. He's dressed. He's heading out of the T-Mobile Arena. You talked about fighting on the ropes there and the art to fighting on the inside. And you know, when it comes to a mixed martial artist, it's all about leverage. You know, he wants to grab you, things of that nature. How much do you think, let's say, a Conor McGregor will be able to get away with if we get in close and you want to try to use and grab things of that nature?
You know, I think he's got to make it quick, but there are things you can do. You can push down on the forearms to wear out the delt muscles. You can block a leg and push with your head, knock somebody off balance, things of that nature, snap down on the head, and things that referees in boxing aren't aware of. Putting my knee against my opponent's knee to lock his leg out, so when I do pop his head, it totally bends him over and I can unload on him. That's things that professional boxing referees do not know.
What can you get away with, you think?
Pat makes a great point. You know, everything you do, you have to do it subtly and in short time. You know, if you push down somebody's head, you can't hold it down. It's got to be subtle, and you got to get off the shot with the other hand and quickly let it go. Little fouls, little pushes, you are able to get away with them if